Hello, this is Frank Neely from HeartlandDiaryUSA.com, bringing you news every conservative can use. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay up to date. Well, today I've got more ammunition on my campaign to get Leland Vittert fired from Fox News. Today, Vittert proved himself to either be the stupidest person on TV or the most corrupt. Either way, he's got to go. Talking to Tim Murtaugh from the Trump campaign, Leland Vittert actually said that if Joe Biden had taken corrupt money from China, he would have put it on his tax return. This is unbelievable. What a moron.
All right. With that, we bring in Tim Murtaugh, Trump 2020 Communications Director. Tim, good to see you. Widely thought that the reason, or one of the reasons President Trump won in 2016 was making it a referendum on Hillary Clinton. Is this the attempt to make 2020 a referendum on Joe Biden and his family?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's an attempt. It's actually exposing the facts here. This is a scandal of enormous proportions. Here's what we have learned over the course of the last week, thanks to reporting by the New York Post and by Fox News, and I think Americans can appreciate that. We have learned that Joe Biden lied when he said he had no knowledge of Hunter Biden's foreign business deals, because we now know through these emails that he set up a meeting with his father, the vice president, and a Ukrainian businessman from Burisma in Washington in 2015. And thanks to Fox News, last night we learned that there was a discussion, as confirmed by a person who was on the email, of a compensation package from a Chinese energy company that involved a 10% stake in someone who was referred to as the big guy. And the big guy, we now know from the person who was on that email, was Joe Biden. So here is a discussion of compensation from a communist Chinese firm paying money to Joe Biden.
Tim,
the question is, Leland, the question is Joe Biden compromised by the communist Chinese?
The Biden campaign pushing back on this. Mike Emanuel's reporting, great reporting over the past week by Mike, that the vice president has released his 2017 tax returns. Therefore, people can see for themselves whether or not he's benefited from this, something that President Trump hasn't done, and we still don't know who the president's company owes $400 million to. Why?
Okay.
Why
if you had received, Leland, if you had received an illicit payment from a Chinese energy company, would you report it on your taxes? And the fact that this very discussion had occurred.
Hold on. There's a difference between an illicit payment and if you've got 10% stock in a company and you receive a dividend from that. Those are different things.
So listen, let me answer your question by pointing out that the Biden campaign has not denied that this is Hunter Biden's laptop. They have not denied that these emails are authentic. The best they can come up with is that the Ukrainian meeting did not appear on Joe Biden's official calendar when he was vice president, as if they would put on his official calendar, today there's a meeting with a Ukrainian businessman trying to buy access to the vice president. I mean, those denials are thin. They haven't denied that these are authentic.
Well, it's noteworthy that when asked last night, 4 days or 5 days after this broke on the tarmac about this issue, Joe Biden simply said that it was a smear campaign and wouldn't address the questions that you brought up. Why don't you think this is getting more traction if it's as big of a deal as you and the president on the stump is saying it is?
I think there's a blackout on bad stories about Joe Biden from most of the media. You know, Fox News, to Fox News's credit, they actually took the information that the New York Post reported and followed up on it, followed the trail, spoke to someone who's on the email who said, yeah, we discussed this compensation package, and the big guy mentioned is Joe Biden. So the question then is Joe Biden compromised by the communist Chinese? We know that big tech, Facebook and Twitter, they're all in for Joe Biden. We know most of the mainstream media is all in for Joe Biden. Just look at the treatment. The reporter, a very brave reporter from CBS, asked him last night about we didn't know about the Chinese part again last night, but asked him about the Ukrainian thing. Yeah, and Biden's response was to attack the reporter.
Tim, I just want to get to sort of the president's travels here.